Hello and welcome to one of my first reviews for the PlayStation VR, and we're going to start with a game called RIGS, and it's made by Guerrilla Cambridge Studios, and you know these guys from Killzone. They have not only got great single player heritage, but they've also got some really good online experience. And now RIGS is the first game I went to. You're probably like me, you probably saw the footage, you probably thought, holy shit, mechs, guns, online gameplay, etc. Let me just say at the start of this that RIGS is delivering for me on a lot of the areas that I want it to. Okay, so it's a first person mech shooter that it doesn't have a single player campaign, but it does have a single player mode. And if you're looking at this intro here, you'll probably know, or if you've gone near one of these VR kits, you'll know how epic an intro this is. The sound and these mechs and the way they tower over you is just amazing.
Champions! This rookie has come out of nowhere! No one will ever forget this!
So let's start with how this game actually works, and what this is it's portrayed as like an esport, so maybe like Formula 1 or something like that. So you have sponsors, you have a team, you have various different game modes. There's a division and a league that is both existing in the one player and in the online version. There's a completely separate league for the online version. What I want to touch on is the selling point to this game for me, and it's the amount of detail that they've put into these mechs. There's loads of them. There's basically 4 categories, and then you've got, I think it's like 6 different, a bit like Borderlands, manufacturers that have these traits. Some of them, as you can see, this one's called Angel. These guys give back health. These guys have very strong melee capabilities to knock out, and they all have the sort of liveries and themes. One of the areas I catch myself in is just looking at them, right, sitting there in the VR and just turning them around and looking at the little bits of writing, the spring suspension that they've got on their feet. They're like Oscar Pistorius meets Ed 209. These things are just so well designed. I can't get enough of looking at them. It is really a game changer and a game style changer with what you go with. There is a tank class, there is an agility class. Some of these mechs actually blow up on death, which causes damage to your team. You start off with the base run, and you earn money through the single player and multiplayer to actually purchase new mechs and open up that plethora. Now you also have teammates, AI controlled teammates in the single player game. That's quite cool. You swap them in, you swap them out, you level them up. You can choose which teammate and which teammate that robot has, if you know what I mean. Well, each teammate has a locked robot, but you can switch that up. This is sort of your pre-match intro / cutscene, and again, sitting in that mech, you have a feeling of height, and you have all your guns and your cabin around you. The immersion is great. It really does it for me. I feel like I'm in a huge machine. Really clever.
Hang on to your seats, folks. The action is far from over.
So let's talk about the gameplay and the game modes. What you're seeing here is Takedown, which is basically team deathmatch. It's 3-on-3, and as you can see, I've got my sights running in front of me here. Now you aim with your head, so you look in the direction that you want to shoot. You have to put those cursors on the enemy with the way that you're facing. You control the robot with the left analog stick, so that's normal. That's like a traditional FPS. Now you have different modes within the game itself on your buttons. So you have triangle, which is a repair mode. You have square, which is kind of like a speed mode, and you have circle, which boosts up your ammunition for a period of time. It's a really cool idea. If you're taking damage, you've got to flip modes. If you're being aggressive, you've got to put it back into a mode. I love that idea. You saw there that my mode was yellow. It went to Overdrive. So Overdrive is kind of like a special mode where if you get a lot of kills, if you collect up some power-ups, all 3 modes are activated at once. It's called Overdrive. It's really clever. It's kind of like airdrops or kill streaks. that you would have on normal first-person shooters. One thing that it does push on is teamwork and staying together, even in a team deathmatch mode. You need to be next to someone. You need to have someone covering you. If you're caught on your own, or if you respawn on the map in the wrong area, you're just done for. And that was what you saw just then, is you have an aerial view of the map once you die. You have respawn points that you can choose to spawn into. That's really cool. You can go and support your teammates straight away. You know, you can start right in the middle of the enemy if you want to. Obviously you'll die pretty sharpish, but that's the first mode, team deathmatch. So the next game mode is called Power Slam, okay, and this is a very interesting one. The arena centers around a huge kind of basketball hoop. You can see it over to the right there, and what you do is you have to get a kill streak or pick up these various power-ups on the ground, and you get into a mode called Overdrive. Overdrive then allows you to then dunk through this big hoop and earn a point. It's actually quite tense. It's nice to have an objective, you know, in the middle of the map and support your teammates, help them get through, or even, which is so much fun, and that is to block someone who's just about to jump through the hoop. A pretty awesome game mode. Then we have the final mode, the third mode, a mode called End Zone. End Zone is weird. I thought I'd hate this. So there's a ball on the map. You run over the ball to pick it up. If you get killed, you drop the ball, and you can actually click in your analog stick and pass it. It's really clever. You like gain ground. It's got American football roots, I suppose, and you can see the goals at either end. Things get really tense with this, and it promotes support, you know, and you can sort of flank and come in, or you can stop the ball right in front of your goal and then swing it back round on the enemy and get one in. You also have melee in this game. That's clicking the right analog stick, and that's really handy. It also acts as a boost. The melee attack plays a big part in this game actually, and some robots have induced melee. It's pretty cool. Now, if you're like me, you're interested in playing this game with your mates, and just your mates, and the good news is, yes, you can. You can have a private online game with AI, so enjoy that. So what do I think about RIGS? Well, I think it's one of the strongest games on the PlayStation VR. It's certainly one of the best looking games on the PlayStation VR, and it's one of those games that billed itself as one thing and delivered as that exact thing. It's a great arena shooter. It's got some awesome mechs with different abilities all coming together. It's got a great team focus, just in the line of something like Overwatch or Battleborn. One of the things I will say about it, and I rate all my games on a 1 to 5 nausea rating for PSVR. This one is on a 1 to 2, but the good news is it doesn't last. I've totally got round it. It's when I'm looking one direction or jumping up and looking in another direction, it used to make me feel a bit queasy, but that's all gone now. It's not a game that you can play for hours and hours. Even the developers have mentioned that, but I love that about it. It's kind of like a strap in, you know, you sort of really get yourself prepared. You go into that world. It's incredibly immersive. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's one of the flagship titles for the system. It's a must own if you're into first-person shooters, futuristic mechs and competitive online gameplay. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy it, and I will see you all down there.